Hello YouTube and welcome to the Canadian Edge. Hope you're enjoying these videos. Please hit like and subscribe and leave a comment if you do. And we're going to continue this today with another knife review. And the knife we have today with us is from Kershaw. And some of you may recognize it. This is the Kershaw Camshaft. 1370, Kershaw Camshaft 1370. The blade on this is 3 inches. Open it's 7.25 inches and closed it's 4.25 inches. The steel on this is a 4CR14. It is a clip point blade. And the weight on it is 3.10 ounces. The handle on this is fiberglass reinforced nylon. And it's textured, so it gives you a bit of grip there. The pocket clip, it is reversible, so you can do left-hand carry, which makes it ambidextrous knife. And it is a deep carry and tip up, so that's nice. I like that on my knives. And it is a liner lock, and that works quite well. It is flipper. You got the flipper tab, so it is flipper opening, and it is assisted opening, which a lot of Kershaw are. Kershaw seems to like the assisted opening. And it does have kind of a lanyard hole on this. I don't know if you can see it back here at the back. It if my light works. Anyway, it does have kind of a lanyard. You'd have to put a thin lanyard in there. But on the spacer at the back there, it has a bit of a space that you could put a lanyard if you were so inclined. And it does have jimping on the blade at the back there, and a bit of jimping back here for grip purposes. So, as I've shared before, not a big fan of assisted opening knives, and don't have a super big reason for it, other than maybe it sometimes doesn't make the knife very one-handed. But this knife, for whatever reason, I really like it. The assist on this isn't... you can feel the assist on it, and it snaps pretty good, but for whatever reason, the assist on this knife does not bother me at all. I really like the camshaft. And for those of you looking for a budget knife, for a budget EDC, this thing is, I think it's in the between $30 and $40 to buy Canadian, probably cheaper down in the States. But yeah, it's a great little knife. I've carried this knife quite a bit over the last few weeks, and I really like it. And it does have stainless steel liners. Sorry, forgot to mention those. And they are not milled or skeletonized in any way. But still, at 3.1 ounces, it's a pretty light knife. But as I was saying, even though this is an assisted knife, this is probably one of the few assisted knives that I have operated that I like it. I would definitely keep this as an EDC and use this knife. It's impressed me with the way it's made. And so one of the things that I like about it, I like the aesthetics. I know some people don't like all the kind of space age look, however you want to describe it, artsy look on there, but it does give you a grip for sure, and you can see the texturing on there, so it does help with the grip. And for me, aesthetically, I like it. I like the pivot cap that they have on there. I think it looks better than just a plain old screw sticking in there, and just the design of it, it looks good. I like the profile of the whole knife, and feels good in the hand. The ergonomics on it are good. You've got good leverage on it, and just the handle design fits into the hand really well. I like a bit of a finger guard with the flipper tab there, and as I say, it gives you a good grip. And the pocket clip screws, I'm just going to close this. I don't know if you can see them, but the pocket clip screws are flush. Thank you very much, Kershaw, for making flush pocket screws so you don't have that extra wear and tear on your pocket, especially with deep carry. And I always like to see that. Probably the only thing I didn't really like about it is I'm a fan of jimping. I like the jimping, but the jimping on this is pretty shallow. And it's enough to just give you grip, but it doesn't give you a really good grip. And so I would have preferred a little more aggressive jimping on there. But that's a small aesthetic thing that really doesn't change the operation of the knife. And so I was impressed with that. And as with most Kershaw knives, at least in my experience, it's come fairly sharp from the factory. As you can see, it cuts through paper there pretty easily. Move that off to the side and get the old zap strap. Let's see how it fares with that. Hoping it doesn't ride up the blade. Nope, it just cut through there with no problem at all. And this cord, could have cut it a little longer, I guess, but no effort at all to go through that. And no effort to go through the nylon cord as well. So they do come sharp, which is nice. And the only thing is with the steel, the 4CR14, you're going to have to sharpen it more than you would, say, a D2 or S35, VN, things like that. But whatever, it's easy to sharpen as well, so that's not a big issue. And size-wise, how does this thing measure up? Well, at the Ontario Rat 2, you can see they're almost the same size. The camshaft has a little bit more blade length. My angle on the camera doesn't really show it, but it has a little bit more blade length than does the Ontario Rat 2, Ontario Knife Company Rat 2. And again, a little bit more than the Mini Griptilian by Benchmade. And roughly, it's just slightly smaller than the Spyderco Tenacious. So it's a mid-size knife. It's for me, it's a good size. I like the size of the knife and found it very useful in the time that I've carried it and tried it out. I think this would be a good knife for piercing and slashing or slicing, because it does give you the good leverage on it. So if you were using this, say camping and that, you could easily make some kindling or shavings and that for firewood. You could use it for cutting up food. And as you saw, it goes through the ropes and that fairly well, the strings and different things. So yeah, it would be a great everyday carry, and it's not a big bulky knife in your pocket. You don't really notice it in your pocket, but it's a good size. So it would make a great EDC for somebody who's looking for a budget knife, and Kershaw is a reliable company. They've made piles of knives and keep turning out new ones all the time. So if you're looking for, and you're budget minded, a decent knife, and you like assisted especially, this would be a good knife for you. That is the Kershaw Camshaft 1370, or just the camshaft, as most people would know it. So thank you for joining me on this review. We're going to do another knife in a few days from now. Until then, you stay safe and stay sharp.